Well, thanks to you both. Good evening and welcome to the final program for the week. First tonight, some incredible security vision released to us by retailers as a warning to you. Gangs of Eastern European criminals have entered Australia to get into your pockets, and as Laura Sparks reports, their grab-and-go techniques have to be seen to be believed. But retailers have some new high-tech weapons to catch them out.
Bulgarian pickpockets wreaking havoc on unsuspecting customers. Watch as this woman on the right uses the black dresses she's holding to shield the crime, digging deep into an unzipped handbag. To the left, another gang member repeats the sleight of hand.
And they were pickpocketing in London and they realised, well, let's go to Australia. There's money there.
Pickpockets and brazen shoplifters spreading like a disease through our stores. Armed hold-ups, a frequent event. All caught out in broad daylight and under surveillance vision.
Look, certainly retailers fight very hard. This is a scourge that is growing year by year.
Just last week, two gangs raged through Westfield's Mount Druitt in Sydney's west.
They see this as a place to flaunt their stuff. There's a lot of confrontation.
Forensic psychiatrist Professor Robert Kaplan says shopping centres provide the perfect platform for antisocial behaviour.
And in many ways, you can think of the shopping centre where this plays out as being something almost like the Colosseum.
But Westfield is fighting back. Mike Julian is Westfield's National General Manager of Security. In the 3 years he's been on board, he boasts impressive crime reduction figures at one of their most troubling and largest centres, Sydney's Parramatta.
370 wallets were taken in this one shopping centre. Last year there were 70. And here in Parramatta Car Park, there were 420 cars broken into. Last year there were 20.
Wow.
And this was all 10 guys that we identified and the police arrested.
Mike says CCTV surveillance vision is the key. This vicious robbery, a success story. Watch as Westfield cameras track the criminals' every move after the heist.
We'll go to the location of the crime and go backwards and follow them to where they came in, and then we'll follow them to where they went out.
Again, CCTV nabbed these Bulgarian pickpockets.
Within weeks, we had identified all 6 of them, turned the information over to the police. They were arrested, convicted, put in prison, and after they got out of prison, after 3 months, they were deported.
So while Westfield is successfully fighting crime, it's the local independent retailers that are really struggling. In the last 4 years, more than $10.3 billion has been lost to shoplifting and employee theft. As the national president of the United Retail Federation, Scott Driscoll says smaller shop owners can't afford the quality high-tech surveillance systems that big stores use. And he says the criminals are already one step ahead.
A lot of criminals are very used to having to combat it, whether they're wearing hoodies, whether they're in disguise, whether in fact they know how to dodge where the cameras are.
I've been a victim of armed hold-up twice myself.
As owner of the IGA Express store in Brisbane's Runcorn, Craig Careswell has given up hope on his $35,000 video surveillance system. This footage, the most recent armed robbery his store suffered.
Our biggest issue is armed hold-ups, so they come in totally covered. In that scenario, CCTV isn't always useful. The police may know roughly who the suspects might be, but they can't pin them to the scene at the time.
But this can. It's called DNA Guardian, a DNA spray installed above the store entrance that's set off automatically by sensors when a robbery is happening. At $3,000, it's a lot cheaper than surveillance.
This is the only product in the world that has a 100% conviction rate, so therefore has the highest deterrent value of any security product out.
Of course, Jeffrey Murray is all for it.
He enters the store, comes up to the counter and goes, "Give us all your money." As soon as he's got the money, he's gone, he's out the door. The system's now active and spraying him as he leaves the shop. He's now marked with the scene of the crime at the time of the crime.
His company, DNA Security Solutions, sells the product.
It comes out in a nice fine spray like this, lands on the criminal and marks him.
The DNA spray remains hidden on the thief for up to 3 months. It's only revealed under ultraviolet light. Adelaide's jewellers are big supporters. They banded together to beat a gang of thieves. Before each store installed DNA Guardian, there were 2 to 3 robberies a month. Yet the past 20 months, there's been not one. Jeweller Martin Farkas.
I think it's a wonderful deterrent. I mean, you know, if you're a criminal and you're thinking of robbing a place, you're increasing your chances tenfold of actually being caught.
For all retailers, big and small, the ultimate is to get rid of the crims.
The trick is that you identify the offenders and you turn that information over to the police and the police make the arrests. And after they get arrested a few times, they don't come back anymore.
Well, Laura Sparks with that report.